Hi, so this is a very quick video. I just thought I'd do a little update on what graphic novels I hold this week. Not as many as the last video I did because that was like an accumulation of quite a number of weeks. But there's a handful, so I'll just show you what I got. So first up, I got another one. I didn't even realise this would come out until I popped into my local comic shop today. I was in Manchester going to see Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off movie. I do recommend it highly. Um, and yeah, so there's another DC compact comic come out, and it's Batwoman Elegy. So this is the classic run by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams III. $9.99 or £8.99 in the UK. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous comic. I did read it when it first came out in comic form years and years ago, but I'll give it a read and must do a review of it later. So very happy with that. And then what I also got today, got some more manga. So one of my favourite manga creators, mangakars, is Rumiko Takahashi. She did Ramna, Urusei Yatsura, Mason and Coco, and many, many others. She's just a genius. Um, I was hanging fire with this series because I thought they might bring out in like a bigger collected edition, but it's been a few years now and they've still just done it in the normal tanker bound, so I thought I might as well bite the bullet and get them in that format. So it's her most recent series, Mao. So it features a bit of time travel going back to the early 1920s with supernatural elements and Japanese folklore as well. So really pleased to dive into this. I will be doing a review of this. So I got the first volume and I got the second volume. So yeah, really look forward to reading those. And I got a new manga series what I've never heard of before, and it's called The Bugle Call. So it's by a new creative team who I've never heard of as well, Mozuku Sora and Higoro Tsumori. So it looks like it's kind of like an alternate fantasy series, like an alternate history of what never existed, but kind of like um oh fuck, my brain's gone blank. The George R.R. Martin series. My brain's just gone so blank. But yeah, the thing that attracts me to one, you get a lot of pages for the money, but the artwork is just gorgeous, really really nice. So again, looking forward to reading this. I like to like split my reading between American comics and British comics and manga, because it gives a very different storytelling visual style to European and American comics, and it's just like a nice palate cleanser after you've been like binging on superhero comics, etc. To read something which is more of a long form story style to it, it's just a nice refresher. And then I just love manga. I always have done. Like manga, been reading manga since about 1986. So yeah, really really happy with that one. I do recommend looking out for that. A new series come out called The Bugle Call, Song of War, first volume, and you get over 260 pages. And then I got some eBay purchases this week. First one for £5 is one of my favourite superhero series from Marvel, The Inhumans, and this collects the first run. Like I said, it's £5. I love the Hatchet hardback graphic novel series. Very high quality for a very reasonable price. Nice hardcover. So it's got the original backup strips from 4, and then it has their own series that came later, and later issues have Jack Kirby's doing some of the artwork, but later on we have some fantastic art by Neil Adams, with Roy Thomas coming on as writer, and I'm sure now Roy Thomas will say he's created the Inhumans because he likes to take credit for everything nowadays. He's kind of like ruining his legacy by doing that. But yeah, cannot wait to read this. I adore, especially this period of the Inhumans, the classic run. I adore this period. Absolutely great. They're just such a fantastic creation. I think, personally speaking, I think the Inhumans are my favourite Stan Lee creation. I just think the genius, because there's something rather inhuman. There's something much more otherworldly to them compared to even the X-Men, and This is one of my favourite characters. Everything about them I just love. So I'm going to read it and see if it stands the test time. Last time I read these was, oh my god, must have been when I was about 10 or 11. They reprinted in some of the British black and white Marvel comics, the weekly comics. So yeah, cannot wait. But my biggest purchase this week, not for the price, got it for a very cheap price, but a bit of backstory. About I had a very messy divorce about 13 years ago. I was basically left without anything. I had no home or anything like that. And when I was married, I had 10 huge bookcases, 5 upstairs, 5 downstairs, and I literally had over 1,000 graphic novels. So it's about 13 years ago. And one of my favourite series from 2000 AD was Bad Company by Peter Milligan, and I originally had the Titan collections, those 64-page big format ones, and then I moved on to the later one by Rebellion. But then obviously I had to get rid of virtually all my books when I got divorced because I had no room anywhere literally for them. And I've been searching for this book, which is Bad Company, Goodbye Cruel World, which contains the classic, I think it was 4-part run of Bad Company, for years, and it's always been like out of print for about 10 years now. And every time I've seen it on the market on eBay, it's been going for like 30 or 40 quid. And somehow, I don't know how, I found it for £7. It's not in the best condition, but there's no rips or tears, it's just a bit yellow with age. But I can't wait to dive back into this. It's one of my all-time favourite stories. It's a brilliant sci-fi war story, very anti-war. It's just great. It's trippy. It's got Pete Milligan's trippy style writing with great art by Jim McCarthy and Brett Ewins. Just absolutely wonderful. But yeah, I'll most likely do a deep dive on this on a future episode. So this is the main reason I wanted to do a video, because there's a brilliant sensation when you finally get hold of a graphic novel or a comic that you've wanted to get either back in your collection or to get for the first time, and when you finally get it, it gives you this feeling of elation. You just have to share it. It gives you this rush when you finally got this prize thing, what you've been dreaming about having for years. And this is what one for me. Another one that I want to get hold of is the ABC Warriors, volume 1 of the first of the hardback run that they did a few years back, because it is impossible to buy. If you do find it, they're charging upwards of about £150, so I hope they reprint them. But this is one well that's I've managed to put to bed, so I'm really pleased about that. So we've got this, got this, this, and then this. I adore graphic novels. I went through a period for a number of years where, like I said, I had those bookcases. Graphic novels were the way I read comics for a while. I've kind of done the reverse. I've gone from being a comic reader to being a collector's edition reader. Then I went digital. Then I went comics again, and I've been slowly and steadily rebuilding my graphic novels at the same time. But I could happily stop buying regular comics or just trim them down right down to 6 or 7 issues a month and just fill them up with graphics. The only problem is I need to get a bigger flat or more bookcases. But yeah, that's me rambling because I'm tired. It's been a fun but busy day today. So yeah, hope you've all had a nice weekend, and happy Father's Day to everybody who celebrates, and speak to you all later. And there will be some upcoming videos. Most likely I might do some on Friday, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do a look at 2000 AD, the past 3 months, including Judge Dredd magazine, Battle Action, and I am going to do a special video looking at legacy characters, but I'm going to do a bit of research for that, so that might be a few weeks down the line. Okay, but anyway, bye. Oh, by the way, there might not be a review of comics for a while, because I'm not sure if I'm able to get to my comic shop for about 2 weeks, because I'm going to see Sparks on Saturday, who are one of my top 10 bands, so I can't wait to go and see that. Okay, bye.